Hello and welcome back, everyone, for Cloud9 versus Evil Geniuses. An exciting matchup made all the more compelling by the tale of two top laners. We're talking about Impact and Fudge duking it out.
Yes, sir. And Cloud9 seem to have come to the conclusion that they will put Fudge on a champion that requires little to no attention. 5 games of Gragas in a row, and then yesterday, the Karma play from him. Meanwhile, Impact, they put him right back on that Renekton, the famed Renekton from Lock-In that got them so many wins and really started to build the hype for EG. So I'm super excited about this matchup because I want to see when and if Cloud9 decide to put more attention back into the top lane, into Fudge, if that actually ends up happening, because Impact has said many times his team trusts him here with EG. He will play carries. Svenskeren is not afraid to throw ganks up to that top side. And these two players have been on the other side, on Cloud9 before, for the top side of the map, and looking to get the better of the younger generation. I would also like to check in on Blabber, because guess what, Freak? He's still amazing. Jungle nerf or not, Blabber also can carry so hard for Cloud9. Now, the less golden experience directly, I think, really hurts Cloud9 because Blabber is such an insane carry for this team. And there's no two ways about it. Jungle is just weaker. He still was able to carry, and they still did, a semi-supportive team around him, like we said, with the Karma top to accelerate his Hecarim. But we'll see if they have to change at all and evolve over the course of the next few weeks. With the new patch and the changes to jungle. Blabber's very well accustomed and easily can play more ganking heavy junglers or tank champions as well, but will the rest of the team be able to carry that burden?
Yeah, that's going to be fun to watch for. I mean, it is going to be a tight one. Of course, Cloud9 up at #1. Yeah, it's going to be a tough team to beat overall. But we do want to keep eyes on EG and see what they can do here. One person especially to keep an eye on is Jizuke, who delivered his team the Grubhub dub yesterday against FlyQuest with an explosive shockwave at the Elder Dragon.
Yeah, this was a huge one. And the FlyQuest members also had flash up during this. They had just stolen Elder. If they had been able to get out of that, if they had flashed away, if Jizuke does not land that shockwave and instantly kill all 3 of those members, that is an Elder Dragon buffed up team that could come back and actually take that victory away. So I completely put all my weight behind Jizuke getting the Grubhub victory here. What a delivery. That shockwave was beautiful to watch.
Absolutely. So a reminder that you deserve a good deal, and Grubhub believes that just as much as anyone. Not only are they delivering the win here on broadcast, but you can even get the chance to score a $50 Grubhub gift card if you tell us who you think delivered the win on Twitter using hashtag GHLCS. Also, make sure to use the offer code GHLCS to score 20% off your order of $10 or more when you're using the app. So hang out for that. Get some lunch, get some dinner, depending on where you are. But the game itself is beginning in soon. Cloud9 still alone in first place. They're going to try to make that run. They won in spring last year. They're looking pretty sharp here. Everyone has, had eyes on Perks. And in the spring split proper, yeah, he's been an outstanding performer. Maybe the best looking mid laner so far in the first half of the LCS. Obviously, Blabber, eyes are on him. He's kind of unanimously the best jungler, and it's been looking pretty good for that squad.
Well, Perks is famous for saying, "Watch me." So no surprise that everyone's got their eyes on him as he transitions over to North America. And honestly, I do think in the last few weeks, we've also seen him stepping up even more for this team. Funnily enough, on some of the champions that went into the Rhyme, making fun of him, the Azir and the Ryze, carrying with both of them for Cloud9 in the current meta. I think he actually fits in extremely well here. So let's see how EG can actually try and attack this #1 team in the LCS, try and take down Cloud9, try and get that upset, because EG are coming in 3-game win streak. One of those teams that they beat includes Team Liquid, who have been looking a lot stronger. So EG definitely with some momentum behind themselves to try and push forward. No surprise here. Doubling up on the Blabber bans. As you said earlier, Udyr is 100% banned thus far on red side, first ban, no brain power required, but also following up with possible replacements, the Olaf. I know that the Lilia is also very popular among pro junglers right now after the 11-4 changes, so maybe we see her emerge today.
Yep. Well, we keep the train of Renekton bans against Impact. He was allowed it once. He wanted the champion. Never again. Cloud9 need a lesson. Some teams don't. I don't know why. It's weird, but yeah, it's been left up twice for him, and he won the one time he got to play it. Rel, though.
Taking notes.
Yeah, arguably the most performant support right now in the LCS and really in pro player worldwide, so no surprise to see that one grabbed up for Vulcan. EG can wait to see what their answer is, and this is kind of the one wrench in the works of like, people really want to counterpick bot lane. It's like, yeah, but sometimes you get Rel and you just grab it.
Yeah, and I would say keep on grabbing it. My strategy with Rel has been just shout as loud as I can that she's the best support in OP, and maybe she gets nerfed or something one of these days. One of the big things about her is that people have been trying to take interrupts into her, to interrupt her combo, trying to stop her crash down, trying to stop her W from getting the engagement off and getting it started. But they have all failed, Freak. People have not been executing. Janet Tornadoes and Alistar Qs have both been mistimed. And if you mistime it, Rel Crashdown still goes through. She still gets her CC combo off. We've seen devastation occur because people have not been able to pull off these counters to Rel. The Alistar is one of them. So if you can time it perfectly for your Q knockup and try and cut her off as she's jumping through, then you can save your AD carry. But we have seen so many failures, so many mistimings.
All right, Orianna gets picked up here again for Dazuke, so he can try to be more of the team fight power. Obviously, put the ball in Alistar, let him dive in, follow up with Shockwave. That forward momentum is going to be there. Svenskeren going to be comfortable on the Graves. On all the Pro League I've looked at so far across 11.4, again with some small nerfs to the jungle, we have really seen pretty much the exact same jungle pool. A bunch of Lilias and Nidalees and Graves, things like that. No one's really moved off of the hard farm style, so we're probably going to see more of that style coming through for Blabber down the line as well. We're not expecting to see like the Maokai jungles or Zac or things like that. No one's really gone that way yet.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for the fact that Cloud9 literally had 5 games of Fudge Gragas, I would again be spouting, hey, keep your eyes open for this Gragas flex into jungle. Like, it is going to happen. I think he's actually really good at jungle right now. Those cakes are lit, but it doesn't matter because, yeah, it's C9, and they love putting Fudge on Gragas because it requires no attention. So bans start coming through. They still throw more bans here at Blabber. Rek'Sai's off the table. Completely would agree with there. It's one of those really powerful early ganking junglers that he's already shown success on. And meanwhile, not allowing for the Azir answer to Orianna. They do conspicuously leave up the Syndra answer into Orianna. So Dazuke actually throwing down a little bit here, daring Perks to take that as Syndra should be able to get level 6 kill pressure there, but Dazuke has been holding his own with the Orianna very nicely.
Yeah, decided to get rid of some of the scaling picks instead, also removing Sylas as an answer in case the Gragas is moving and they're going to play Malphite instead. I mean, with the Jhin locked in, you're like, man, this is a great Malphite game. I would love to play Malphite into this comp and just like, Jin's dead, we did it! And Sylas is the hardest counter to that champion, so Kobe, I'm just hoping, that like you get your dream anyway and it gets picked up regardless.
I hope so too. Don't let our dreams be memes here, Freak.
Yes.
Let's get it. Let's see about the blind here, though. Now, what are they going to go with on the side of Cloud9? Solo.
I was right!
Time. Let's go, Freak.
I was right!
Wait.
Let's go!
Side right. It's going to be this side. Ready? 1, 2, 3. High five! Ah!
I know you're on that side.
That was clean. And not only do we get the Malphite Freak, we get the Wombo combo. The entire package here, baby. Yasuo for Perks. And guess what? Everybody's got to knock up except the AD carry. So everybody can set up Perks. Literally everybody on this team can make passes through mid, make Dazuke's life hell. I want to see this Cloud9 just turbo tank comp actually just collapse on mid and pull off the big plays. I get my Blabber Gragas jungle, you get your Fudge Malphite top. Like, thank you, Cloud9. I mean, we need to send a note over to the coaching staff here for Cloud9. Job well done, y'all. Love it.
Thanks
for EG,
though.
For EG, though, not too shabby, right? You mentioned the Orianna hand off the ball to Alistar. one of the big things about Sion to me too, especially in these tank matchups, he's extremely good at getting a lot of value out of tank matchups on top side because you just infinitely scale up your HP, and then your cooldown on your ultimate is so low later on in the game that he can get multiple engages off before other champions are ready for it, and you lose track of those timings, in fact, with how low that it does go. There are some other, wonky builds that you can go for later on too to get a little bit more damage out of it, with Titanic and stuff like that.
Right.
Don't probably see it happening around here because they just need flat front line, but we'll keep our eyes on it, see if there's a little variation.
For sure. So big, beefy frontliner there. Obviously, Jhin can be somewhat mediocre damage output, but as long as you're not hitting Malphite and you're not hitting Wind Wall and people are low enough on health, like you can get through. Like it is possible, but it's. I know it often is difficult to be a primary damage threat when you are Jhin, but thankfully there is a Graves jungle and there is an Orianna, and Jizuke tends to get really good damage out of his champions. So it is the kind of composition where Jhin can absolutely flourish and be part of the squad. That said, there's a Malphite and a Gragas who want to set up Yasuo against you, and you've got no game when that happens. So I've got to be watching a lot for where Blabber goes, where Fudge goes, and how Perks can follow up on that one, because he has been good on either one of the brothers.
Yeah. I will say definitely for EG, at least he's got the Grubhub delivery special agent Jizuke AP threat on his team for some big shockwaves. That might show up big for Impact. And Ignar. They can focus a lot on armor in this game because while Blabber is playing Gragas, and I do expect him to go AP, that is much more of a burst looking for priority targets and is not going to be able to shred a lot of the front lines. So a lot of the onus on that is going to be on Sven for this Kai'Sa to be able to actually get eventually deal with a Sion.
Yeah, there is one awkward bit, which is, as you mentioned, the damage isn't high, but he's still against Malphite and then against Gragas, so you don't want to build early armor as Sion, but for the comp, you really want to build armor as Sion. So, maybe it's just Merc Treads, and then he's off in the Ninja Tabby, or into, Bramble Vest territory. We'll see what happens. Jizuke off to a great start. Obviously, level 1 Yasuo is not the best at fighting. He literally just isn't even in range to press Q or E, so good luck. Good by Jizuke.
Yeah, patience there from Perks, actually. Doesn't even lose out on any minions yet. Is able to weather some of the damage and does end up getting the melee kill right there. Vulcan goes in. He does get the knock up here from Ignar, but still crash down lands. So trade one. Damage favorable here for the side of Cloud9.
Damage favorable in the mid lane in the favor of Jizuke. Berserker's already down to 300 HP. Does have Doran's shield, so it'll regen somewhat back up, and with Fleet, he can get some as well, but it's still not pretty. It's going to be almost perfect CS for Jizuke, 11. We don't expect Perks to get anywhere near 12 here. We'll see how much of that gets actually denied. Svenskeren feeling comfortable with the mid pressure, rightly identifies that he can steal away the Raptors maybe. Goes to the big one, might have to smite it. Does, but how much the rest of the camp gets taken away now as Blabber tries to fight for it. Level 3 there on the Gragas. Svenskeren gets a few of them. Overall, pretty close trade. As the mid laners battle back and forth, Perks jumps in and gets a pretty good hit off onto Jizuke.
Even though it does put Svenskeren a little bit behind in experience because he had more travel time getting over there for the route, I do really want to highlight his path because Svenskeren is one of the original purveyors of Gragas plus Yasuo combination. Way back, oh, never mind, he's getting invaded. We'll wait for the action.
Then might though
go into story time later.
Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a 3-on-3. Ignar does not like this fight right now. Ward over the wall means Blabber could smite steal the Gromp, but he's no longer in range, so it looks like Svenskeren's going to be able to grab that one. Yeah, takes the aggro. Notice I believe he stopped hitting, waited till Jhin dropped out of range, took the aggro, and then hit it again to make sure he didn't have Gromp lose patience. So good jungle manipulation there by Svenskeren. Grabs the camps, hasn't been stolen away from. Blabber just happens to get the Gromp, or the Scuttle, sorry.
It only is ever going to go after closest target, so pretty easy to manage there. But back to story time. Svenskeren, when he was, in Cloud9 Academy, and he got, put down there for a quick hot minute due to the Swole Bros synergy, they actually were the ones that really started the popularity growing of the Yasuo-Gragas combination for mid and jungle, simultaneously with the bot lane version of it going. And Cloud9 as an organization, both their LCS team and their Academy team, used it as a flex duo. So I'm really excited to see it return here on the LCS stage with Perkz and Blabber at the helm. And they've got a new pilot, obviously, in mid lane here for Perkz being on the Yasuo end. But I want to see that same aggression. The level 6 kill pressure from a screen away, basically, with Gragas ultimate into Yasuo ultimate. And especially if Gragas has flash for follow-up possibilities there, is what they made their name on. That, and then turning it into roaming. So there's a reason we're so excited for this combination here for Cloud9 specifically. Svenskeren is acutely aware of that, so that's why I wanted to highlight his steal of the Raptor camp. If you can keep track of Raptors, that helps you kind of keep mid lane under control, because that is your jungle pathing, high value camp that is around mid lane. Unfortunately for him, Blabber is going to be able to get spawn number 2 of it, and he will be able to keep up his vision and pressure around mid.
Yeah, jungle looking pretty equal right now. Blabber getting back. Yep, gets it with the degen. Feels fine at level 5. Notice that Fudge made the cardinal sin of top lane into Sion, which was TPing directly into the lane. Took a full charge Q, lost about half his health bar in the resulting trade, and he's already out of mana after just burning teleport about a minute ago. Impact has managed to run Fudge out of health and mana to equal states without ever going back to base. Oftentimes in top lane, what you're looking to do is, if you're the second TP, it's how low can I get this guy? How much can I harass before I TP back so I can just win the lane outright once my health bar and mana bar are full? Impact has managed to be like, well, without resetting, I've got the bigger health and mana bar.
I would put all of my money in Impact in any tank matchup versus anyone in the LCS ever, so I'm not surprised.
I think he's played this exact matchup at like the finals a few years ago. I remember seeing this like a while back.
Yeah, it's definitely a good one too for Sion, and you have to expect Impact's always got these answers ready. Here's Svenskeren around mid though. As we were talking about, keeping this vision control and pressure around mid lane is so important when you're facing the explosive offensive power of Gragas Yasuo. Now that Perkz is level 6, better watch out for the body slam flash plays. You have to pretty much give up positioning around mid anytime jungler is not on your screen and you don't have any extra information there. Blabber just helps Perkz push out, gets the timing here for a reset.
Kobe, I want to nerd out about Impact a little bit more because I've never seen any player do this, but it's outstanding. All right, so Corrupting Potion has a couple of interesting specific rules. It refills in the fountain, obviously, but if you are in the middle of the fountain, it takes your stacks away. Like if it refills, it takes stacks away. However, you can technically get Corrupting Potion regen while on the edge of the fountain. So Impact walked to the edge of the fountain, popped Corrupting Potion to get his health and mana back sooner, walked back to the middle of the fountain to get his stacks back, and then like ulted to lane. It is like an optimization of like a quarter second of your time back to lane because you're getting that regen stacked for like a very little bit of time. But Impact did it, and I love that he did it because it's always correct, but it's such a minutia that most players don't make the optimization.
Yeah, I definitely. Oh, here we go. Action mid here. Perkz is on the other side.
Svenskeren jumps over, headbutt pulverize, a flash gets away from one, but Ignar, not an easy target, still going to be knocked down though for first blood. Well done, Blabber over the wall, finds the first kill of the game.
Yep, anybody's got a knockup for Perkz, so they are very happy to take the fight around mid. And Fudge, while he does get a flash out of Svenskeren for his ultimate and doesn't get the knockup there, does get the clip onto Ignar. First blood awarded to the Gragas. Blabber definitely, saw a little exchange as we go into the replay, and we get another look at it here. Perkz keeping up the pressure onto Zuke, though. He has no mana, so Perkz really not actually scared during this gank, especially since he had a roam timing from Fudge, in addition to Blabber coming in here with the flash. Ultimate being used definitely does reduce a little bit of the follow-up threat here for possible Gragas gank towards a bottom side, but they're definitely happy to take the flash away from Svenskeren, get the kill credit here onto Blabber as well.
Alrighty, well, they're just going to be battling back and forth then. We got a 500 gold difference to Cloud9. That is basically first blood putting them back in the lead since mid and top are winning pretty handily. Bot not going bad at all for the C9 side. Some of that, of course, is Ignar roamed away. You can see level 6 on Vulcan means he's going to go in right away. Ignar, that truck's going to run out in a second. They found all the stuns. He's still got flash, but they need one auto, and Sven will not flash forward. He would have died if he made that play. It would have been a 1-for-1. That wouldn't have been worth it to lose your life. So Sven flashes the way to safety. Instead, Ignar is going to be able to walk back, has his wards, out they go.
I will say one of the big costs of the roam there from Fudge has been a divide here in the CS, as Impact was slightly winning it before, but that mid play actually took long enough for Impact to get the extra wave in as well. And so Fudge is once again going to be kind of struggling from top side. But as we said in the open, this has been Cloud9's decision as far as their strategy they've been going with, is put Fudge on something that requires no attention at all and just kind of survives up there. It was previously 5 games of Gragas and then 1 game of Karma, now doing Malphite duty for his team. All you gotta do, show up for the rest of the squad, press R. It definitely worked out already.
Oh
and
my
he's
gosh.
still level 5, freak! No ult for Ignar, he's toast.
He made a roam, and Vulcan was just there. He found him. Blabbers on the board again with his second kill. He's the richest man in the game, up 350 over anyone else on the map right now. AP Gragas well online, going towards his Night Harvester, most possibly. Now, again, the engage comes across with a stun. Another kill to Blabber. He's got all 3 so far, but Impact, he's not done with Perks. Okay, maybe he is. Going to flash away, try to run out for his life. Definitely finds the kill. Nicely done, knocking down Perks.
Ooh, that's actually really big because it opens up mid lane push here. They had started the Rift Herald. Cloud9 probably going to have to pull off of the Rift Herald and lose more money on mid here with the death of Perks. Jizuke gets to keep pushing. They reset their bottom lane of Deathly and Ignar right back up to the top side of the map. And that was actually a huge counter from EG. 2 turret plates knocked off by Jizuke in answer.
We're back to a tied game as a result. Jizuke takes away some of the small chickens, which is still, a solid 30 gold or so taken from Blabber to him. Ignar sets it up, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, kind of. I guess you give him some extra false confidence, freak, by going down early. Ignar blasted, so he's out of this play. But here's a look at the re-engage. Bounce house operation on Sven Skaren. Cloud9 get the kill. But in the aftermath, Impact here on side is able to flash away, and they get the extra kill onto Perks. Grenade bounce, I believe, from Deathly was able to find its mark as it gets the last bounce onto him, pulls up the extra kill and some much-needed money for EG, pulls it right back to even. Even though a lot of the money advantage probably is on Impact with the CS lead, I do like a beefy Scion, and especially if Impact is the one at the helm. He can try and keep down Perks, actually, as well as operating a lot of zoning within the team fight.
So Kobe, Blabber is doing an atypical, as far as I can tell, build on jungle Gragas. Looking at solo queue, it's like 16-1. You go Night Harvester because it's just guaranteed up front burst.
Yep.
Rocket Belt, I understand the logic, right? It's target selection, but what do you feel about it?
Those 2 items are so similar that it's always about the setup here. If he's opting to go, well, never mind.
Double knockup, but he can't see, so he can't land the ulti. Blabber goes for the flash body slam, but Jizuke flashed away from it. Perks nearly had the counter engage, and maybe the rest of the squad could have followed up, but no kills.
Proto Belt is always about setup over your actual combo. Night Harvester, you have to touch them to get the damage and the speed. Proto Belt gives you the option of using it early for the extra mobility to get in place. And if all you want to do is land that knockback for your combo with the Yasuo, then it gives you that extra potential for setup. But here's a look at the Rift Herald. 3K and counting.
All right, getting lower. Just barely enough time to use it in time to get plates. Blabber's going to claim that one, but how about the resulting team fight? Big damage on the Vulcan trying to get away. He's going to live thanks to a wind wall blocking almost everything. Finally gets a chance to shoot some bullets out, but it's going to be blocked off by Blabber. Not sure they're going to get any plates out of this one, but they're going to try their hardest. Looking to knock down the jungle.
Whew, it's just going to be a reset after that one. Cloud9 sweating a little bit. They do pick up the Rift Herald, though. No casualties as they're able to, walk Vulcan right out. Wind wall from Perks. Also possibly setting up on Impact here. Can they chop down the Giant?
All right, Rocket Belt going in for some more move speed. They're going to try to knock down Impact. He's very tanky, though. Has The Frostfire Gauntlet going to take some damage. Blabber going to come right back out. Still letting Perks go for the damage. Not going to get knocked up just yet, but now Jizuke is here. And be careful, the wind wall going to slow down the ball. Still in range for a shockwave. Not just up, though, until right now. But Impact gets the kill all the same. Jizuke couldn't even help. It was a bit of damage from his fence scare, and Blabber just couldn't make it happen. And Cloud9, they may have gotten the hair up, but they will not get plates, and they will lose their mid laner.
I'm guessing Ignar interrupted that teleport from Fudge, because the Cloud9 teleport was started from Fudge here for the top side. And you can see the comms going on from Blabber's movement. He's like, okay, we're going for it. We have the extra person. Whoa, teleport's in. We got to kite back. Our teleport's back in. Okay, then he sticks around. He's looking at his own, but then it gets canceled. If you look at the mini-map, you can just deduce that it was Ignar. So Ignar went in under the tower, comboed Fudge, interrupted that teleport. I think really big play there by Ignar. Deserves a lot of credit here, getting EG this gold advantage and being able to push out afterwards as well. This is a stacked Orianna. Jizuke has been power farming there from the mid lane. Stacked Sion as well for Impact in the side lane. So they have their big wombo potential in these team fights ready to go. As much as Cloud9 has a very big, CC setup here for themselves, when they're able to section off Perks like that by, interrupting teleport and zoning off the rest of the members, taking down that Yasuo, stopping his farm for the next, 45 seconds, definitely helps a lot.
Alrighty, this game is still pretty close though. 1,200 gold lead to Evil Geniuses, plus the fact they've got that first Drake feels good for them. Cloud9, though, have shown they're able to fight. They have the kill lead, just hasn't turned into much more than the specific kills themselves. Svenskeren going to take bottom Scuttle. That'll despawn before the next dragon spawns, but top laner is battling. Yeah, he breaks the passive shield, whatever. The guy gets to armor stack mostly. Fudge is going to be fine. Both wards go down. Impact's still going to be the king of this side of the lane, though. Jizuke has taken the new spot, the richest member in this game, thanks to his assist and the plates he got in mid.
Yes, sir, and he is going to be a force. We saw his shockwave yesterday with the game-winning play for the team, and they're going to need another one from him here. Let's see about this move from Cloud9, because they have infiltrated on the top side of the map here, red quadrant, with multiple members trying to put pressure on Deathly and force him off of the minion wave. They do have a pretty good defensive setup there for EG, though, so as minion wave pushes out, they just call him back, and they actually send Jizuke down bottom here to try and trail Fudge. Definitely one of the weakest members here on Cloud9.
And he's like, I think Shockwave's coming. I'm going to pull the ulti in. Burns it. He's correct. Would have immuned it even if he waited to do it reactively, but didn't want to take the damage. Still, this wave's getting cleared out pretty quickly, and this could be a turret losing a lot of health pretty quickly. Perk's going to be in a 1v1 against Deathly. Probably can't tower dive him. Doesn't yet know where the Alistar is, though, so wouldn't go for it anyway. Not quite going to get rooted, gets a bit of damage down. Definitely going to play a bit safe.
Yeah, it doesn't have any item completion yet either for himself. A little bit risky up there with Dragon spawning. No risk here for Cloud9. Pop Rift Trail towards mid. Push in, get your first move here. Actually, maybe they go for the dive on Svenskeren. Blabber's looking.
They're going to flash combo in. Everybody's there. They're going to get the kill right away, and Blabber somehow gets every single kill. He's built for the setup, and he's getting every single knockdown. 4 kills. Mid lane turret is going to fall. It will not be the first turret of the game, as bot was already taken by Impact and Jizuke. Mostly the latter, but mid will still fall. Definitely gets 25 gold for that last hit. And Cloud9 brings the gold a little bit closer.
You thought the Yasuo was the center of this team comp? It's the Gragas, the setup, baby. Blabber with all 4 kills. He's stacking up his Dark Seal. I want to see that thing turned into a Medjai's within this game. He is the AP carry for this squad. He is also the big setup man for these big wombo combos. So Cloud9 are able to pick up that dragon that you mentioned. And this is moving towards a very exciting mid-game here when we finally get to see the two clash, as both sides with so much CC is going to be a lot about who's going to be able to move first. And that's going to be due to the vision that they use to set up the play. So keeping our eyes on a lot of these movers. Impact needs to be marked. Ignar needs to be marked. Same thing for Blabber, Fudge, and Vulcan.
Yeah.
As far as we get closer and closer towards the collapse. Only one tower for each squad has been taken down. The EG one is obviously more important here with mid. Makes it a little bit more difficult to keep those wards and the possible setup out of your own jungle. So C9 have a little bit more flexibility with the angles they look for.
Shield Bow coming through for Perks is going to let him feel a lot better about his top lane 1v1 if he's ever battling Impact, which feels like a place he might want to be. He's, of course, against Thornmail. Double combo. Triple cast comes across from Vulcan. Big damage to his fence. Scaring the flash follow. Blabber wants number 5, and he's going to get it. The flash, the no-look kill, and now Deftly's in the chase. He's got to get the shot. It's going to be 477. Going to get that kill picked up, no problem. Now on the rest of it, Vulcan going to be stunned up in place. He's going to get shut down. Jizuke gets one on the board as a follow-through. EG take that fight 2-1.
That's huge, Freak. That was a shutdown onto Blabber. He may look cool getting that flash predict on Svenskeren, throwing his barrel out, and Svenskeren flashing onto it for the 5th kill, but that also means his bounty is the highest, and that is going to be picked up by EG. Deftly is the one to get the last hit on it. Huge there from Blabber. He's able to throw his barrel in between, so it catches Svenskeren even with the flash distance. Definitely, though, he gets the shutdown money off of Blabber, the one that had been getting all of the kills, and EG come out with 2 counter push here onto Cloud9. They're even going to get objectives afterwards. See if the teleport gets them anything, though, for Cloud9.
The turret goes down, so 2-1 right now. Jizuke is completely out of mana. There's no way to recall. He is surrounded. This man is dead. Jizuke is gone. We're going to move on and look at the minimap elsewhere as it finally goes to someone not named Blabber. That's why I looked away. I couldn't bear to see it. That kill wasn't even in my vision. EG are pushing down mid instead. That's the counter punch. That is their 3rd turret going as trade for Jizuke, taking top lane turret and we'll say intentionally overextending to draw attention.
All right, yeah, it's going to be a bit of a domino effect, you know, with all these low health towers being picked up quickly, but maybe we have a move.
Ooh, yes it is. It's Ignar leading the charge, and that's going to be a kill picked off as Sven has dropped a pretty bloody one here, 6-5, as we keep the 2,000 gold lead for EG.
Beautiful ult there from Impact, cutting off the retreat, so there's nowhere for him to escape to. Anytime Sion runs into a wall, it's hilarious, but Impact here cutting the edge so that he can cut off the retreat pathing, allowing for Ignar and EG to pick up that kill onto Sven. No summoner spells on this Kai'Sa. Anybody, any carry in this game, Freak, has to be constantly worried about the engage because both sides are looking for a dogpile style fight where they jump in with these big knockups on those carry champions. It's going to be a lot about outplays here. Just don't get hit, basically. You know, for all the carries, that's the main goal.
Great advice. Yeah, just don't get hit forehead. It's fine. Just, you know, dodge every skill shot. Thankfully, Fudge has flashed with his ult.
And the point and clicks, too. Dodge those as well.
Sure. Yeah. Get out of Vulcan, get out of the headbutt pulverized. You know, good luck with all that stuff. Some of this is going to be really tough, but hey, maybe you can Gale Force on reaction. Jizuke, of course, has his flash up, as does Deftly. So right now, a lot of the tools to keep yourself alive are there. You know, they can be used to keep up. Do want to point out, Cloud9 did get the previous dragon, so it's 1-1 right now. Next one, it's going to be Mountain Soul, eventually spawning in just 40 seconds.
Look at that graph, all EG all day, baby. Cloud9 have gotten close with some of these comeback plays, some of these spikes, and yet I still feel like it is going to come down to one of these big team fights because it is going to be so chaotic. With the front lines for both these teams, you have the possibilities of getting this giant clean sweep and huge rewards picked up afterwards. Dragon might be the spark of that. It is just Dragon number 2 for both teams, so it's not a huge break point. Shouldn't be risking anything crazy here. And since Fudge is topside, I'm assuming that Cloud9 have already made the call. Hey, it's just number 2 here for them. Let's seed it. Nobody get out into poor positioning here. They don't have teleport on Fudge, so EG happy to pick this one up without any contest.
Cloud9, with the power of having AP Gragas on 2 items, I think maybe could have gone for the attempted barrel steal. They had control of their own jungle, so it was going to be a pretty safe walk to the back of the pit. Maybe an optimization they could have done. Not terribly important. Obviously, your chances of stealing are pretty low. Blabber just gets 2 camps instead with his time. But a consideration as an opportunity. But yeah, as you called out, right, Fudge was top lane, no TP. They were never going to really contest this one. And they take the low risk, well, maybe Ignar was waiting. Let's not take that as an opportunity. So the safe play here, EG up to their 2nd dragon. If they do manage to get soul, that's going to be in 10 minutes time, which means, a 33-minute dragon soul. Yeah, your builds, your comps are fully online at that point in time. C9 not under the most pressure, but if EG keep the lead they've been having, I mean, they've been steadily ahead this entire game, maybe they can drive it home.
I mean, it's going to come down to the breakpoint of do Cloud9 get the Dream engaged, right? Because if you've got Fudge or Blabber getting the first knock-up here onto Jizuke, he's going to die within that. There's so much follow-up knock-up. Yasuo combination. Sven on Kai'Sa can jump onto any target that they actually hit. So it's going to...
Backwards. Okay, has to ult away. Explosive cast pulls him right back into range, but Ignar's still a hard target to kill as Impact shows up behind. Just walked his way there, and ultimately it's going to be ult for ult as Blabber and Ignar trade blows.
See if they actually are able to get control of this Baron Pit afterwards. Good Scuttle Crab pickup here for EG as well for the lasting vision, so they won't have anything to worry about and no reason to fall prey to one of those ganks.
Here we go. Impact slowed down, gets body slammed. He is very tanky, takes some decent damage, all things considered, but not going to be enough to really matter. Again, he is armor stacking, so you saw, 2/3 or 3/4 of Gragas' kit took a quarter, charitably, of Impact's health bar. Yeah, he doesn't need to buy any more MR than that. Like, that's good. He's fine. He has the Frostfire Gauntlet. Cool, we're armor stacking this game.
One of the cool things about what it does to the game when you have such good front line on both sides and so much CC as far as possibilities of picking people off is that it makes it a lot more difficult to play these side lanes with confidence. And so if you are pushing out on the side lane, you have to be coordinating with the rest of your team to be able to get something out of your opponent overloading that side if they try and pick that person off. Because at any moment, when teams are split like this, trying to play side lane, trying to push, you can get an engage from the other side. With flashes available, from Alistar, with Sion ultimate possibilities, flash available from both the Gragas and the Malphite, either team can make that call to try and punish the three-man squad or one of the split pushers. And it becomes an interesting game of, who is actually going to take that risk and take the opportunity at the cost of tending to your side lane. And oftentimes we even see teams kind of develop into the one person trailing your split pusher to try and prey on that tendency and have somebody just behind them in the fog of war to counter a move. But here's the first one right now. Just as we're talking about, Malphite engage on Jizuke.
Yep, melee range ult guarantees it. Jizuke cannot shockwave in time. That's a nice one. Fudge, correct to not QE. Just land the ult, just get Sven in. Follow up the cooldowns, walk into the brush, well played. Jizuke literally could not have reacted. His only play would have been to never walk to that brush. Now, Cloud9 looking at an attempt at Baron. They can walk the team back over. They TP'd Fudge. And Sven Skarin, he's got equal levels, he's got Smite, he's got the possibility, but it is a 4v5 as Cloud9 may look to re-engage. Flash comes on to Sven, they're not going to find him though. Not going to get the engage, Vulcan gets one knockback, they might pull in the Yasuo. Not just yet though, there's a re-engage for Blabber. Stopwatch buys some time, Blabber at 5 HP, but they will knock down the opposing jungler. Cloud9 have set up the fight, but they're not going to come through. Finding the ult in for Purge this time around. Impact left alone, cannot tank it up. Blabber just barely gets away, Sven the same! Oh! Deftly shoots him right in the back. And at least one kill comes back, but 3 kills to 1. Cloud9 win the fight.
Freak that pick onto Jizuke. I was just talking for 2 minutes about setup and coordination for your side lane play when there's this much CC. This whole situation is because Cloud9, they make the pick onto Jizuke and nobody from EG is in any position to get anything done. So here's a look at the fight. Once again, they focus on Sven Skarin, turning on him, trying to kill the jungler, but a really good stopwatch does buy him time as well as allowing the counter damage there onto Blabber. Then, even though Impact goes down here, now you have this difficult situation where you're running from the zombie, but you're also running from Deathly, and you see Fudge there on Malphite actually does not run up to the top side to dodge there because Sven was dodging towards the bottom side, and he's trying to walk back and forth to screen for these Jhin bullets while Sven is also trying to kite this Sion zombie. And maybe the communication gets a little hectic, but we're right back into it.
Yeah, Impact was soloing Sven for that entire fight, basically, and then finally got 5v1. Shockwave gonna knock down Blabber, though, with no counterplay. Couldn't get out of that one, so a 5v4 gonna look pretty good. The win ball in a good spot. Ignar pushes one back, but that puts him into range! He delivered Vulcan to the backline! No, Ignar! That's not how it works! He's gonna die for his sins as well! And Cloud9 in a 4v5 get 3 unanswered.
Oh, freak. That's what happens when anyone on this Cloud9 squad has the CC to deliver a combo for Yasuo. Vulcan gets delivered, and he takes full advantage of that opportunity. C9 win that fight. They should win this Baron, though Svenskeren is walking over. He would have to be a madman to be able to get in there in time. Vulcan goes to sacrifice.
He goes in, gets the Q heal. He's still probably going to drop a 1-for-1, but it kills the jungler. Sven holds aggro, but he can't hold for much longer. He's going to run out of health. He has to drop away from Baron. They will kill Impact to get the double, but that probably means Baron is done. You still take a 2-for-0 unanswered. That still feels really, really good. And now they can try yet again. Now the top laner's dead. Let's run more time. Svenskaren's not around. Rest team's respawning. Technically a Bud Light ace, as I believe Cloud9 had them all dead at the same time. And this time around, Baron will drop. Cloud9, they have had to work very hard for this game, but they will claim the Baron. They will reset.
Keep that kill feed running, baby. It's another fight here. Right as we finish the replay from the previous one, Blabber gets caught. EG have a great opening. They actually shockwave it, and Jizuke's flash is gone in the initiation. But then Ignar pushes Vulcan right over towards the two carries, and since Jizuke had just flashed as well, he can't get out of it. Definitely's right next to him. Dream scenario for the Rel combination. No hesitation there from Perks. He's able to get the ultimate onto the double carries, and then you get the turn here. Impact shows up, so C9 go over. That Yasuo ult is right back off cooldown. Fudge is right in there as well with the Malphite, able to pick off the extra one and keep the kill feed rolling again.
Gonna try again, but this is on a Malphite. This is gonna be a tough one. It is a 4v1. They're getting good shots coming across. 665 for the last one, but now Vulcan gonna re-engage to Impact, finds the knockup, gonna get a lot of big stuns. There's the explosive cast out of the back line. Can they kill Deftly? That answer is certainly yes. 3 kills quickly. Time for maybe number 4. The turret gonna drop, and Ignar is gonna be gone here as well. Impact Zombie can't get much more done with Baron buff on. They don't care that EG are on Soul Point. They're gonna win the game well before that next dragon spawns. Cloud9 found the team fights they wanted. Vulcan got most of the setups that mattered, and Perks was there to knock them down, and it's time to end the game. 20 seconds of the respawn timers. Cloud9 will retain control of first place. They'll be the first LCS team to 9 wins here in 2021. Still looking like the team to beat. They can play the setup, they can flex the Gragas around, they can get yet another Bud Light ace, and they're gonna grab their 9th win, knocking down Evil Geniuses. Congratulations, Cloud9 and 2.
What a fun game that was, freak. Cloud9 come out of the bounce house of Summoner's Rift victorious here in the end. Team fight after team fight after team fight once we get towards the mid game. EG did stack up a good early lead for themselves. 3 dragons to boot, and yet Cloud9 off a couple back-to-back dream engages for themselves, pull it out. There definitely was an opening here for EG. Really liked how they even started out that last one, and they got the first kill onto Blabber, but every single member, you have to watch out and you have to mark and you have to play so carefully when there's all this synergy and all this setup within the team comp here for Cloud9. They get the victory here after the team fight into Baron, and congratulations, they are your sole #1 team in the LCS. Yet again, they will retain that honor.
Yeah, well done to them. A couple of, squishy backliners with no natural escapes, and eventually they're going to be knocked up. Well played to C9 on that victory. Now on the other side, we will hear from the State Farm Analyst Desk on that Cloud9 win. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to the State Farm Analyst Desk, where Cloud9 has gotten revenge for the first meeting between themselves and Evil Geniuses here in the regular split. But it didn't necessarily come easy. While it ended abruptly with a sharp couple of swings in team fights later in the game, really have to give credit to Evil Geniuses for the way that they kind of operated more than anything, Mark, as a brick wall to Cloud9 in that one.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I think both these team comps were super cool. I mean, we have the kind of press R, blow people up comp from C9. We've seen it a couple times with Blabber. He ran it with Niski in the past, and they got a couple other new tools with the Rel and stuff. That's really cool, and I like the Scion to kind of be like, okay, you're mostly physical damage, so I'm going to be able to build armor. There's not enough consistent DPS for Magic from the Malphite and the Gragas to need that. But the nice thing about the press R comp is they don't care about your front line. They're going straight to the back line.
Yeah, and I think this comp for C9 is every Yasuo's wet dream, right? You have multiple sources of displacement, and you have sources of displacement even coming from your jungler, right? So if in mid lane gank situations, we see that if you don't get ulted by Fudge, Blabber's going to make sure that Perks gets a knockup. So I really like this for C9 because I think as we get deeper into the split, easy execution is often going to win games, and C9, I think, picked the easier comp here.
Honestly, I like EG's comp better. It's a front-to-back comp versus a dive comp. I might have agreed that C9's comp was nicer had they played the map like with a ton of like flanks and engages, but they literally just walked at the carries. Like Rel walks at them, Malphite walks at them, Gragas walks them, and they pressed R and they hit them. And when you're playing front-to-back comps, you really shouldn't let that happen to you. And I don't know. I think EG had the game in the bag. I was like watching this game. They're up 2.5K. They're scaling. Oriana super strong. But then, you know, sometimes players don't know how to play the draft correctly, and then they get beat up. So then I ended up being wrong, and I'm sad about that. But I like EG's draft.
I mean, hey, I'm always happy if my analysts come away saying they like both drafts, because generally it means it comes down to the way that the teams played within the game. Let's take a look at the early action as it broke down in this game. Most of it surrounding this mid lane.
Exactly, and here we can see an example of a skirmish where it's kind of hard for EG to win smaller skirmishes. I agree with Hai in the 5v5, it's easier for them to play front to back, but when you're in these skirmishes where there's not a huge Scion front line and you're just looking for a 2v2 or 3v3, the fact that Perks has such easy setups for his ult allows C9 to get advantages. Now, it's notable that they were not ahead, right? Most of this game, EG was actually ahead most of this game, but we could see premonitions in the beginning of what kind of situations they were looking for. Fight away from Scion and look for engages on Ori as soon as you can get them. We see that they went top here and tried to kill Scion. This is hilarious because you do like 18 autos and Qs from Yasuo, amounts to nothing. I imagine after that fight, C9 was like, okay, let's just not try that again and not fight around Scion.
The one thing I also like about this comp from C9 is not just how it functions on its own, but who you're playing against. Like, so much of EG's identity is playing around Jizuke and like following his playmaking. But anyone who has to play against Gragas jungle and Yasuo mid post 6 knows it's kind of nightmare fuel to have to try and out skirmish that when it's so easy for them. And so I do like that idea of like this kind of black hole around mid lane where everyone's going to end up going, and you're going to have better skirmishing potential there. And I think it's a really smart counter to the way that EG tends to play the game. And it was really, really, really strong.
Honestly, I'm just going to have to flame Jizuke here. This dude got caught out. He wasn't in half the fights. They tried to take... When we saw that replay right there, there's 3 different replays where the dude has 1 mana. You can't fight when your Oriana doesn't have mana. Like, Yasuo doesn't need mana. He can fight whenever he wants. Oriana needs mana, and in the clips we see she has no mana or she's just literally not at the fight. And she's the backbone of how they'll win those fights. But when you're consistently getting caught out, literally over and over 3-4 different times in this game, and you're showing up to fights 1 late and then 2 with no mana, what are you doing playing Oriana, right? At that point, play someone else that doesn't need to like be in the right place and need to have mana. So yeah. I think he'll probably look at this game and like feel really down because he felt he technically, in my opinion, threw this game with his positioning and play.
Yeah, and I could see the flame for Jizuke, particularly on the first death that he had top lane, but I think on this play it was actually a really good call by C9. They realized they had control of the map, and I think probably what Jizuke was thinking is, okay, I can go clear this wave bottom. At most, there's only going to be 1 person here, but what happened is C9 said, okay, you know what, let's actually send both Sven and Fudge there. Once we get a kill, we can easily just TP Fudge over and immediately start Baron, because as Hai noted earlier, in a 5v5 situation, EG was advantaged, so C9 was looking for opportunities to make a pick on Jizuke. So Jizuke shouldn't have been caught, but it was a good play by C9 to look for that pick.
Yeah, Jizuke himself had a TP available as well when he gets picked, so you can see probably aligns with your story around trying to get that bot wave pushing, then grouping up for the team fight. C9 pull the trigger at exactly the right moment, and they pick up another victory. Mark, I just want to turn to you on the conversation of Cloud9 being our top team and getting this rematch victory here against Evil Geniuses, as well as seeing it done with Perks as the primary carry here. Seems like they're continuing to push towards that mid lane focus.
Yeah, I mean, Perks is continuing to ramp up, kind of like what I was talking about. He's still getting better, and there's a ceiling. Like, I don't think we've reached the best of Perks, and already they're able to, have this comp. It's press R comp. Everyone's going to be going mid, and it's really easy to follow up on, but they were really clean with it too.
Well, and I know Alorum, myself, probably very happy to see Malphite picked up more here in the LCS. After the break, we got a battle for sole possession of second place between Team Dignitas and 100 Thieves. Stay tuned for that.